EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for April 28th, 2020. We're going to have one of those in-between days today where we're in between systems, so we're going to have partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to be much, much warmer than it was yesterday and the day before. Yesterday was just raw and damp and chilly, and temperatures in the 40s in most places. Some areas may have gotten to 50, but it barely. So it was a lot chillier yesterday and the day before. Now looking at temperatures getting to 60 or above in most locations today, and in some areas middle 60s with partly cloudy skies. Now we are going to have kind of a tale of two forecasts here, because the areas in our southwest are going to be dealing with, I'd say, anywhere southwest of a line like this, okay? Anywhere south and west of that line, you're going to have some clouds that are going to ruin the day later in the day, and then some showers coming in this evening. Areas to the north and east of that line, though, should be partly cloudy all day and a pretty nice day in those locations. So this is going to be ahead of this warm front that's going to be pressing toward the region today. And again, there could be some late day, or actually during the evening, have some showers coming in for those southwestern areas. For the rest of us further north and east, we're looking at increasing clouds during the evening, and then a few showers coming through overnight. Not much, just a few light showers coming through overnight as that warm front presses off to the north. This is all in association with this area of low pressure that's going to affect the region Wednesday night and Thursday. Okay, so this warm front going through here means that we're going to get a warm air push ahead of this system. So it means we're going to stay mild for the system, unlike the last system, or last few systems that were very chilly. This is not going to be, with this track coming up to our north and west. And we're expecting most of the day on Wednesday to be dry. We're allowing for a stray shower in a few spots here, but I think most of the day is just mostly cloudy or overcast and dry the entire day. I think we get into the evening, that's when we start getting some showers working their way into the picture, and that's not going to be the real big deal. There's this frontal boundary is going to be setting up in a meridional setup here. The alignment is going to be meridional, which means a north-south setup here with a tropical feed and a tropical connection here, and that's going to lead to some heavy rain, we think, over eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey as this aligns itself in that fashion on Thursday. With that, there could be heavy rain, and this is going to be very slow to move eastward. So we start back here. This is looking at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Here's 2, doesn't really move that far eastward. Here's 5, still not really moving that far eastward. So it's going to be a slow crawl, and that's the issue. And while you're getting heavy rain, that's going to be going over, a 3, 4, 5 hour period where it's really not moving. Okay, and then it finally slowly drifts east into New Jersey after that point, and then off the coast. But this is going to take a little bit of time before it does so later in the day here on Thursday, and then we finally pull this away here on Thursday night. Now, the change for Friday, there's a few showers that are going to be rotating around here on Friday. Not a lot. You see the light grays here. So we do have showers in the forecast, just a few showers in the forecast. This is going to be very similar to what we had yesterday in terms of coverage, but the difference is, obviously, it's not going to be as nearly as chilly as it was yesterday. It's still going to be near 60 here on Friday. Again, below average for this time of year, where it should be. 60 is a lot better than 48, but it's going to be still technically slightly below average for this time of year, and that's going to be the case for most days this week, except for this weekend. This weekend's going to be another diamond in the rough weekend. Before I get into all this stuff here, let's get over the NAM and see what it's doing. And you can see this is looking at early afternoon on Wednesday, just cloudy or mostly cloudy across the region. Not really anything to talk about as far as precipitation except something stray. And this is getting into the evening now on Wednesday. This is looking after midnight. You see all the rain is still in western Pennsylvania, but you see the meridional line getting going here and already orienting itself in that north-south fashion. And as it moves eastward and gets to our area on Thursday, most likely Thursday afternoon, just some showers at first, and then you see this heavy rain starting to take place across from Delaware all the way up to the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, and all of eastern Pennsylvania is in this really heavy rain. And again, it's not going to move. Here's 3 hours later. It really doesn't move too far east at all. So there are going to be some heavy rain amounts somewhere in that vicinity. It might not be exactly there, but it's going to be somewhere in that vicinity. Somebody's going to get a pretty good dosing of rain here, and then finally kicks east as we get into Thursday evening, and then overnight we finally get that to pull away. And here's the total projections off the NAM right now. These are preliminary. Might not exactly be in this area, but this is the kind of potential you have from that training effect of heavy rain. And you're showing some areas that are between 2 and 3 inches of rain, even some locally higher than that. So that is a possibility if you get some of that training taking place over the same areas for that long of a period of time with heavy rain. So there'll be some flooding concerns with that. But we also have a wind concern when you have this heavy rain coming down here. The areas that are getting this heavy rain here will be under some windy conditions with wind gusts over 40 miles per hour during the day here on Thursday. So that's another thing to consider once we get into Thursday is going to be the wind. It's not just the rain, heavy rain, but with that heavy rain, not too far above the surface, a couple thousand feet. The wind's going to be somewhere around 60 knots or thereabout. So that's not going to be much for heavy rain to bring that down to the surface. Or not that high, but at least some of that. It'll tap into that, and that's why you get those windy conditions expected here on Thursday. So once that system moves away, again, leftover shower here Friday, but then the weekend looks a lot better. As a matter of fact, Saturday, Sunday, looking at highs getting into the 60s, if not hitting 70 in many locations here by Sunday, maybe in the low 70s by the time we get to Sunday. Okay, so it's going to be a warm weekend. We're going to have to watch for a frontal boundary coming at us here, and whether or not that gets to us or not, it still remains to be seen. Could be a shower Saturday night with that. We're going to watch that closely because it's awfully close here. And I don't want to promise a bright and sunny weekend, both weekend days, and then we get rain one of them, and the models change around a little bit, move this a little bit closer, and that ruins your weekend. So I will say there's the potential for something this weekend to come through. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything of note, but that could certainly change. And it looks like the timing is going to be in the overnight hours for this to come in, which would be right here on Saturday night. And it doesn't look like much now, but again, that could change. So just keep following along just in case. But it could end up just being an overnight issue on Saturday night. And then during the day, it's nice. It's, outdoor weather. Temperatures well into the 60s to low 70s. Probably in the mid-upper 60s here, looking at to near 70 on Saturday. And then a couple degrees warmer than on Sunday is what we're looking at preliminarily for the Saturday-Sunday time frame. And then Monday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies as well with a system off to our south, but we still have warm temperatures well into the 60s here for Monday as well. So a couple nice days in a row there. I don't want to say to get used to it, though, because it looks like as we head in further into May, somewhere around the 5th or thereabout through the 11th, it's going to be a slightly below average period. Again, just not as cold as the previous one because we're now getting days where the highs and low temperatures are higher than they were, last week, comparatively speaking to last week. So it's going to be a lot higher at that point. So the effects of it will not be as dramatic as what we've just seen. But we saw some temperatures that are stuck in the 60s when they should be near 70. That's probably going to be the case. Maybe a few days even stuck in the 50s when it's raining. But not quite as cold as with the current regime we're looking at right now. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there down the road. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for April 28th, 2020. Have a great Tuesday.